that made the drawing ask you if you could sign your autograph for him. Is it possible?
What's your name?
Well, eh?
Leandro, my name.
Leandro.
Porter spell.
Leandro.
Leandro.
That looks a little bit more like Kurt Russell, I think.
Você ficou parecido com o Kurt Russell. Ok. Olha só, ficou tão bonitinho que o Joe Soares mandou fez pra mim. Obrigado. E qual é o estado, Leandro? Tem uma garota chorando ali. Vai ter letreirinho aqui embaixo, rolando. Letreirinho, mas de vez em quando eu falo em português também. Tudo bem, não tem problema. Não vão ficar todos em casa quando eu falar em português. O que é agora? Eu não entendo. O que tá? Tem uma garota ali chorando que nem uma louca. Olha lá. What in hell? What in heaven? What? Peraí, calma. What have you done to this girl?
I swear I didn't touch her.
Come on, don't fly.
I didn't touch her.
Now, call the police. She's underage.
I'm hiding in the Amazon soon.
Tell me something, Pat. It's your first time in Brazil?
Yes, sir.
No, don't call me sir, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
What do you want me to call you, Captain Gay?
Joe, Captain Gay. Captain Gay. If you call me Captain Gay, I'll call you Carlos Sueli. Do you know who's Carlos Sueli? He was a partner of Captain Gay. Tell me something. How long are you staying, Patrick?
Have to head to Rio tonight, and for a lot of press there, because I've got 2 Wong Fu coming out and 3 Wishes. So I'm just like moving all over the world. But my wife and I have been really excited about getting to Brazil. Because
Where's your wife? Is your wife sitting here?
No, she's on her computer writing our dance movie as we speak in the hotel room.
I see. And how did you find Brazil? Because sometimes I have persons here come for the first time and they get a little amazed by the cities and by the country. Did you feel did you expect something else?
No. I think the people have a really lovely energy, and I've had a wonderful time so far, and I wish we were going to be here longer. But Lisa and I fly our own aircraft, so we're going to fly back down here where we can spend time and jump from one place to another. But people down here know how to party, know how to dance.
They know.
Yeah,
they know
how to do a little rumba and the samba and merengue
and all that.
Yeah.
And you're a great dancer.
Well, Fred Astaire's a great dancer. I just work at it.
Yeah, well, Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire. Do you know any other dancer that could be compared to Fred Astaire? Not even Gene Kelly. Don't you think so?
I wouldn't.
So original.
I think both of them are so unique unto themselves. I wouldn't want to try to compare. Just like I wouldn't want to compare me to anyone else or Baryshnikov to anyone else, because that's what makes people special. You know, is everyone's unique.
Yeah, fantastic. You played very different roles, and you played a bouncer, surfer, doctor, a dancer. What makes you choose a role from a script?
For me, my heart.
Yeah.
I choose roles by instinct. I feel very lucky that I lived through the Hollywood hit machine mentality, you know, where you make decisions only according to how much money something's going to make at the box office. You know, I need to do roles and characters that are going to further me as an actor and are going to open my heart up in some way. You know, it's like that's the reason I did a movie like Dirty Dancing, like Ghost, like Tu Wong Fu. You know, because it's not a movie about drag queens. It's a movie about human beings and people and the dignity that we all possess. And everyone deserves a chance at happiness, no matter who we are.
And when you started as an actor, because of being a dancer, did people think that you were gay because of the enormous prejudice that?
Well, my point of view is let them call me gay. And see what happens.
And see what happens. And you study martial arts too?
All my life, but as a non-violent art form, basically as a way for me to connect.
Philosophy.
Yeah, and a way to live your life.
Well, we have some scenes from a lot of your movies. We're going to show each one of them, and let's start with one of the first ones, Matador de Aluguel, which was called here. I don't know, it's Point Break, I think. I think it's Point Break.
Yeah.
Ok, vamos solta um pedacinho, Villain, aí do Point Break.
Damn, boy. I thought you were good.
No, this is Roadhouse.
Go fuck yourself.
No, no. Which one is this in English?
Roadhouse.
This was a full contact fight. A full contact fight, not to the face.
Yeah, full contact, but not to the face. And Marshall Teague, he not only is he a wonderful actor, but he's become a very good friend. But he was the first actor I'd ever fought that knew how to fight. You know, because he was in Vietnam Special Forces. He was a Navy SEAL. Then he came out and he's 4th degree black belt in 3 different styles. And then he was a cop. And then he was a member of the SWAT team. So, but it was great. It was really wonderful to have someone whose eyes you could trust. So we beat the tar out of each other. Our forearms and rib cages were black and blue, but we never hurt each other once.
No, just...
Except one time, he picked up this log and breaks it across my back. He thought it was a prop log, but it was a real log.
It was a real one.
Yeah, so that was the only time.
And how long to shoot a scene like this?
That fight
Was it straight? No.
That fight sequence took 4 16-hour days. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I never take money or food out of a stuntman's family's mouths.
Of course.
I make sure that a stunt double gets to do the first master, and then I come in and do my own master and do everything else. That way he gets paid.
Yeah, but
But he sits around a lot and doesn't work much.
Much better for him.
Yeah.
And tell me something. When do you start getting tired when you do a scene like this? For how long can you keep the scene going on without...
I need to do it from beginning to end every time.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, you don't get the flow, and you're not in the same level of intensity as you would. That's the reason I choose to do most all of my own stunts, is because I think it loses a lot of power in a performance when they have to pull away to the back of a stuntman's head.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
And I've trained in these things all my life. I've raced cars and motorcycles and had scholarships to college in football, track, swimming, and diving and gymnastics, and scholarships with every major ballet company in New York. And so I'm, I
whole thing.
I don't do stupid things because I know what I'm doing.
You know what you're doing, and you know your body.
Yeah, but I am getting a little tired of hiding injuries on a movie, because you can't let them know you hurt yourself, otherwise you won't get to keep doing these stunts. So like when I did Point Break, that surfing movie, I had to do that movie with a broken arm, and I broke my right elbow and tore the rotator cuff on my right shoulder. But I was doing movie after movie back to back, so I just had to keep popping Advil and pain pills to keep going, because I wasn't able to have operations done on the elbow or shoulder
and
for 3 years.
The shoulder. What did you do with the shoulder?
It's a very unromantic way. Here I just surfing the biggest waves in the world and jumping out of airplanes. Well, I decided outside my trailer one day on the beach that if I got a skateboard, it would help me become a better surfer. So I used to ride skateboards in my teens. So I got on the skateboard, and about 2.5 seconds after being on the skateboard, it shot out from under me, and I came down and just crushed that elbow and drove the shoulder up.
And did you learn to jump with a parachute? No, you didn't.
It's a good idea to do it with a parachute rather than without.
No, I mean, yeah, sure. It's much better. It's much better, because you can even do it again.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, did you really jump with the parachute, or was that a stunt?
No. I did all my skydiving, and if you look in the movie, when I say adios amigo and fall backwards out of that plane, there's no cut.
There's no computer there?
No, there's no cut. You see me falling out. But my brother's a skydiver, and I was going to start skydiving anyway. So I thought, great, do a movie where I get paid to learn to be a... First,
let's talk about City of Joy. It's a complete different kind of movie, right? And
I'm very proud of it.
I have here some...
Massage against me now! Massage against me! Go. Don't die on me, Lisa. Don't die, please. Don't die on me.
Beautiful. How long to shoot this film? City of Joy.
City of Joy in India. It took us about 6 months, 5.5, 6 months.
You spent that all the time in India?
It was the most beautifully life-changing experience I'd ever had.
I can imagine.
It was just uncanny to the Western mind how people could live in such horrifying poverty and be the happiest beings I've ever met in my life. And Roland wanted me to be affected as Patrick at the same rate as that the character was. So the day I got off the plane, he had me working in Mother Teresa's Home for the Dying, and 4 people died in my arms. And it was very strange because I couldn't deal with it. I was sobbing. And it was like, what's wrong with this picture? Because I had dying people trying to make me feel better about them dying. And it was the strangest thing. And then the next day he had me working in the leprosy clinic in Titigar. And actually this was a very, very important moment for me in the movie when I decided that I was going to put 100% of my heart and soul into this film. I was in the leprosy clinic, and there was a tap on my shoulder. I was sitting with, talking with Brother Das, and these little fingerless hands handed me a cup of tea. And I was like, oh, Lord, am I really going to drink this? Because I didn't know, am I going to catch leprosy if I...
Sure.
And in the process of taking that cup of tea and drinking it is when I decided I'm giving my heart and soul to this film, because this movie has so much to say to the world about dignity.
Sure. It's an incredible movie. Beautiful. It's a beautiful movie.
I'm really proud of it. And I think Roland Jaffe is, with the Mission and Killing Fields and City of Joy, I think he's one of our foremost filmmakers in the world.
Yeah.
And it was a real honor to get to work with that man.
Yeah.
Very intense situation. We were shooting during the Gulf War. So we had pro-Saddam Hussein rallies going on, demonstrations of thousands and thousands of Muslims. Our hotel was surrounded by Muslims chanting, wanting the American in the hotel, and me sitting in there realizing, wait, that's me. And
the American.
Yeah. And but we were also given our permits to shoot by the central government in New Delhi, but we were shooting in the communist state of West Bengal. So they did not like the idea that, of the fact that they had no say in us shooting in their country. So they were bound and determined to try to shut us down. We had bombs thrown at our set, and when everything went crazy and the attack started, the 135 policemen that we were forced to keep on duty disappeared. So it was an intense movie.
An easy trip to do. Yeah, easy. And talking about easy, let's go back and see the scene where you jump from the plane with the parachute, of course. Ok. Villain, vamos lá para a cena do... Corre lá pro ponto e vai pro point break. Ok? Tá pronto, querido? Tá pronto aí? Ok, vamos lá. Solta, Villain.
Doing good!
You're crazy, you're absolutely crazy.
Oh, it is the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah? Not for a fact. Well, we're going to take a break and we'll come back. A gente vai chamar o reloginho. Villain, solta o reloginho e a gente volta com mais Patrick Swayze para você. Tenho aqui ao meu lado Patrick Swayze, o ator que está aqui lançando o seu mais recente filme, que se chama em inglês To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. E em português se chama... Tchananã. Cadê o nome em português, gente? Tá aí, tem aí o nome em português. Hein?
Para Wong Fu, obrigada por tudo, Julie Newmar. Tradução literal.
É igualzinho, né? Para Wong Fu, obrigado.
We just call it Wong Fu.
Wong Fu.
And by the time...
Chinese food, more or less.
Yeah, well, Chinese guy.
Chinese?
Chinese guy, Wong Fu.
A Chinese guy. Yeah, okay.
But by the time we were done with it, we called it Too Long Fu, Thanks for Nothing, Julie Newmar.
Well, before this, I would like to speak, to talk to you about Ghost, because it seems to me Ghost was a turning point in your career, wasn't it?
It's interesting how many turning points there are in a career. I mean, the first turning point was The Outsiders with Coppola, and then North and South, and then Dirty Dancing, and then Red Dawn, and then...
But you can say which films were really important to change your career.
Really, The Outsiders is what started me off, and Tom Cruise and a lot of people, and then North and South kind of made my life crazy, and then Dirty Dancing blew the lid off my life, and then Ghost turned my life to Looney Tunes.
Was it a difficult film to do?
It was difficult because I had no one there to act with. Because being a ghost, there could be no one else in the scene but me. So I'm acting nothing the whole time. So it was very strange. Half the time when I'm working with Whoopi or Demi, there's no one there. And so it was very strange to try to come up with a performance alone.
Sure. You can't see the reactions or anything. No. You just hear the lines and then you And Whoopi is really a fantastic comedian.
Yes, she really is. And a fantastic actress. A lot of people have considered Whoopi to be, exclusively a comedian, but the first time...
Remember Color Purple?
Yeah. And the first time I discovered her was when I was in New York. I don't remember if I was still doing Grease on Broadway or not, or whether I was in New York for a publicity thing, but I was, roaming late at night like I usually did in those wild days, as I was kind of sort of like a vampire, and, looking for trouble to get into. And I walked by this marquee off Broadway, and I saw this woman with all these different characters. And I thought, and this was when Broadway had like shows, sort of like a late night theater, like at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
So I walked in and watched this woman, and I thought she was one of the most gifted actresses I'd ever seen in my life. And then sure enough later, she's discovered and becomes one of the biggest stars ever.
Yeah, she's
and just a lovely, lovely heart.
She's going to do the Oscar this year, right?
Oh, is she?
Yeah, I read that she's going to do the Oscar. Do you think she's going to do it better or worse than Dave Letterman?
Me speak English, but I tell you what, I have a feeling she's going to be a lot better than Letterman.
A lot better. Let's see, vamos ver trecho do Ghost aqui, por favor. Villain. Talk a little about your recent movie, the one that you make a drag queen.
Doesn't make me a bad person.
No, of course not. Maybe even a better
person.
You can show another side of yourself,
so to speak.
Yeah, so to speak. You work there with
Wesley Snipes.
Snipes and with
John
Leguizamo. I saw a show on Broadway with John Leguizamo, a one-man show. It was incredible.
He's amazing.
Fantastic.
He's really amazing. I mean, he can do a woman better than a woman. Matter of fact, I think he should have been born to be a woman. I mean, he swings that little thing.
Yeah. No, I saw it. I saw him on stage doing I don't know if you saw this one.
Was it Spikorama or Mambo Mouth?
Mambo Mouth.
Yeah.
Mambo Mouth. Well, he does a girl in Mambo Mouth, only changing parts. Of his, it's not a character that he goes out and comes with all different things or different wigs. No, it's just himself doing this girl, and it's this Latin girl, and it's fantastic.
Is this the one where he's in the laundromat with the little baby in the thing?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got the bottle with the Diet Coke feeding the baby, and it's very funny.
It's fantastic. So well, he was picked to do the movie maybe because of this. But you and Snipes, it was a little more difficult to do this character.
Definitely a stretch, so to speak.
A stretch. Which one had more? Yeah, which one had more difficulties to do this?
I think Wesley hated every second of it. I mean, he was in between every take. He was doing martial arts kata, to reinforce his masculinity, And of course, I was going off at night riding jumping horses on a steeplechase course in the middle in the dark, and John was off shooting guns and shooting pool and riding motorcycles, and so we had to get our masculine fix at the end of the day, But we were merciless with each other during the shooting. But it's because we liked each other so much. We really enjoyed each other's company, and if they do a behind-the-scenes video of this, it would have to be X-rated. Because, I mean, we were talking about jokes like, sucking the chrome off a trailer hitch. And I mean, just getting terrible. And the crew would be going, oh. But Wesley would say, hey, I'm not the dude that bumped and grinded my way into movie history in that Dirty Dance Dude movie. And I go, hey, I'm not the guy in Passenger 53,000 that got off the plane, had to figure out a way to get back on the plane just so we could have a plot. So we got terrible. And so he's been going around in the press promoting this movie saying, well, no, I think Patrick's really the only one that runs around his ranch and feeds his horses in a ball gown. But after the movie was over, Wesley took his wig, took his pantyhose, took his gown, put them in a pile and put gasoline all over and torched it.
He burned
it and said, never again. Never again.
How long did it take to make this particular?
This movie about 4 months.
All that 4 months?
Yeah.
So you were a drag queen for 4 months. You could write a book. I was a drag queen for 4 months.
It's true.
Right? And were you friends? Because many people think that every Hollywood actor know each other, every Broadway actor know each other, and it's not necessarily so. But did you know Johnny and did you know Snipes before this movie?
I knew John just to say hello, but I knew Wesley pretty well.
Wesley?
Yeah.
Did you have you made any
movies together?
No,
we're talking about it now, but we figured after wearing dresses for that long, we better butch it up pretty quick and do an action movie together.
Yeah.
Kill a lot of people or two.
Let's see. Vamos ver pedaço do novo filme do Patrick Swayze, okay? Whoa! What was your name as a drag queen? What was the name?
Miss Vida Bohème, which means the life of an artist.
Wow.
These drag queens have great names like Miranda Wrights and Rachel Tensions and Sharon Sheralike.
Sharon Sheralike.
Yeah, and I love Anita Man. They've got some great names.
Anita Man. Fantastic. And was it difficult to learn to walk with the high heels?
Well, actually, I've been teaching women how to walk with high heels for years.
Come on.
But until you do it yourself, it's a whole other... I mean, seriously, look, most women don't know how to walk in high heels. They all walk like... They'll walk like... And what size this delicate person that just walk around here, what size of shoe does she wear? Oh, thank God you said shoe. I'm hung like a field mouse. No, shoe. Oh, with 9.5, but nothing like Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes could snow ski on those shoes. Yeah, he's got gunboats. We actually called her Miss Triceps in the movie.
Miss Triceps.
Yes, because he has all these tank top things, and he looks like he looks like Bertha Butt.
And he keeps working out every day.
Yeah, he works out so much you can't believe it.
And you too?
No, I just lift women.
That's much better. Your wife is not here, isn't she?
No, she's back at the hotel writing.
Yeah. Yeah, she's working.
Will you pick a woman I gotta lift?
No. She's not listening to all that bravado that you're doing here. I'm hung like this and like that. I'd like to see her in the audience just saying, well, eu conversei aqui com Patrick Swayze. A menina está chorando lá, because she's still crying.
No, I think we need a quick little snippet of a performance from Captain Gay here.
No. I did also a woman, a girl that was called Norminha. She was a singer. She was incredible.
Norminha?
Yeah, cat singer. Bom, o filme em português chama-se, de novo, Para Wong Fo, Obrigado por Tudo, Julie Newmar. Tá certo? O que é?
Oh, I got a gift for you. This is for you, baby.
Wow! Thank you. Beautiful. I talked with my friend Patricia and Josette. Thank you very much. Patrick Swayze, daqui a pouco a gente volta.